Hi, I'm Christopher Mark Slagle, and this is my workplace speech. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Being an artist is an amazing career due to the daily routine, the benefits, the educational requirements, and the audiences you get to address. Would you rather hustle 24/7 or would you rather work 9 to 5? For me as an artist, I'd rather hustle 24/7, and that leads perfectly into my daily routine. As an artist, a lot of people envision you at the park or at the beach, drawing a picture, painting, sipping a glass of wine, but that's far from the truth. As an artist, you during the day, for me, I'm my own boss, so I'm my own web designer, social media, accountant. So they're all different hats I wear, and that changes throughout the season. The summertime, I'm very busy doing shows, keeping shops and galleries stocked, and that stays, busy, of course, all the way through Labor Day and now even into the fall. And then things do slow down a little bit as we make it into October. I'm still doing shows, but it slows down a little bit so I can get caught up for the Christmas shows, and that's when my website gets busy. So that's a very busy time of year. And then after Christmas, things really drop off, which is good for me as an artist because it allows me creatively to kind of catch my breath and think of new ideas, what I want to create, and also what I want to do for next year, what maybe didn't work right for the past year. And so, especially now that I'm graduating in May, I'll have that time where I won't be doing school, so I can really focus on my art. So that'll be different for me this year. So that'll be something I'm looking forward to. The benefits: I'm my own boss, so I can yell at myself. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I love being my own boss. I can make my own schedule. So as we all know what the zone is. So as an artist, if you're in the zone, I get in the zone, I'm making things and it's all clicking, then I keep working. I'll work really long days just if it's all clicking because I don't want to stop that creative flow. But then there are other days where it's just not clicking and that's when I do something different. That's when I will work on the website. I'll focus on social media. I'll do things that I can almost be robotic, where I'm not having to be so creative. I'm inspired by my surroundings daily to create my art, and we live in a beautiful place. I love getting up in the morning, just walking the beach and being staring at the ocean, just clearing my head, and just we live in big sky country. It's a beautiful, we can watch the sunsets, the sunrises. So there's so many things down here that that inspire me to create my art, which I love about that. I get to share my work with the world and meeting people from all over the world. Absolutely love that. I'm a very social person. That's one of the reasons I took this course, interpersonal communications, is because I want to even get better at communicating with people. But I love talking to people. I love hearing their stories from different parts of the world, and I think that's definitely one of my favorite things as being an artist to get to do that. And along with that, I get to travel to new places. I pretty much can set up anywhere that there's an art show. Of course, I've been juried into, but so I love doing that. And I mainly stay on the Outer Banks, but my long-term goal is now it's becoming a short-term goal because I'm graduating, but to have another source of income. As I mentioned before, it slows down in the off season after Christmas. So what my long-term goal is to actually start doing shows in Florida. I'm wearing my shirt, Walt Disney World, Florida. We all know I'm a Disney fan, so I love to be down there, and that's their busy time. So that's what I'd like to do. That's for the future. So I love traveling, and that's definitely one of the big benefits. And as I mentioned before, in my statement about my central idea, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And for me, I'm making my career doing what I love. So that's very important to me. And I love that. The educational requirements, they're really, it goes from none required to as much as you desire. I'm self taught. And so you may do like I did, choose to go back to school to refine your career. And for me, I'm self-taught, and it's really interesting that I'm going to show you. This is a ring I made, and this is a piece of surf glass, repurposed surfboard resin. That's on my jewelry, but this is a bezel, and so that holds the surf glass in, and so that is the whole reason I went back to school. I wanted to learn how to bezel set. I wanted to refine a skill. So as an artist, you may choose to do that. So there are really no set educational requirements, but if you do want to refine your skill or do something like that that's important to you, you do have that option. The audiences, there's two different types of audiences that I talk to mainly, and one of those is shop and gallery owners. And for these audiences, I like to share a tip that I've learned. For the shop and gallery owners, being mindful. And we learned that in our guidelines for effective listening, being mindful. Mindfulness is a choice to be wholly present in experience. And that's very important when you're trying to sell yourself. And for me, selling myself is selling my work. So I know that the shops and gallery owners, they're very busy. So I need to be mindful when I'm talking to them. I have a short amount of time where I have to focus and really try my best to sell my work. And so if I'm thinking about things that I have to do or not being mindful, I get distracted and I'm not 100% there. So I really need to be mindful. The other audiences I talk to are customers or potential customers, people I meet throughout the day. And this is a great one. It's being ethical. And, I try to be like that, but this course is really, learning this has really reinforced that to me, and I love it. I think that was one of our principles for interpersonal communications, principle 3. And ethics is a branch of philosophy that focuses on moral principle codes of conduct. Treat others the way you want to be treated. For me, as I mentioned, I do shows, and as an example, in the morning, you're feeling really fresh. In the afternoon, you might get tired or you're hot. So if someone comes in the afternoon, you might not treat them the same way you did with that person in the morning. And that's not fair. That's not fair to me. It's not fair to that person. So I need to really treat others the way they want to be treated. The other thing is not to judge people. So many times I'm guilty of that. And that's one thing I'm just really striving. I don't want to do it. I feel bad when I do it. But someone comes to my booth and I'm like, oh, this person's going to buy a lot of stuff and they don't buy it. Or someone comes in, I'm like, oh, this person's not gonna buy anything, and they buy a lot. And that's not right. You shouldn't do that in your career. You shouldn't do it in your walk of life. So those are two very important things that I've learned that I really am thankful that I've been reinforced on those. So in closing, as I conclude my speech, there are several quotes I'd like to read to you that have inspired me about success. Success requires persistence, the ability to not give up in the face of failure. I believe that optimistic, explanatory style is the key to persistence. Success is determined by your daily habits and choices. That's something we've learned. We are learning in the speeches we are giving as our class in this course. And this is the one I love. The possibility of success was motivating me more than my fear of failure. So, in summary, being an artist is an amazing career because the daily routines varies. There are many benefits. I have the educational requirements, and I get to interact with many different audiences. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So, as I prepare to graduate, I'm going to learn to put my hat on. And I think I did that. I wish I was in Disney World because I would have a cool Disney World hat, but that's a future goal. As I prepare to graduate next month and reflect on what I've learned and achieved, I know it has prepared me to be a successful artist. But what is success? I would like to define that with one of my favorite quotes by Herman Cain. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you do what you love and are doing, you will be successful. Thank you.